Intrinsic and Extrinsic Motivation Theory, The Hidden Force Behind Human Action by Edward Deci and Richard Ryan. Why do some people keep going, even when no one is watching, while others stop the moment the reward disappears? Why does one employee work with passion, while another works only for the paycheck? Why do some children learn because they love discovering, while others learn only to avoid punishment? This is one of the most important questions in human behavior, because not all motivation comes from the same place. Some motivation comes from outside us, and some comes from within us, and the difference between the two changes performance, commitment, creativity, and long-term success. This became known as intrinsic and extrinsic motivation theory, developed by psychologists Edward Deci and Richard Ryan. They studied what truly drives human beings to act, persist, and perform, and they discovered a powerful truth. People may do the same action, but for completely different reasons. One person works because they are inspired, another works because they are pressured. One person exercises because they value health, another exercises only because they fear judgment. One person learns because they are curious, another learns only for grades. The behavior may look the same on the surface, but the psychological engine underneath is completely different, and that engine determines how sustainable the behavior will be. The core idea. Deci and Ryan explained that motivation has two primary sources. Intrinsic motivation. This is internal motivation. You do something because it is meaningful, enjoyable, satisfying, purposeful, or personally valuable. The reward is inside the activity itself. You want to do it. Extrinsic motivation. This is external motivation. You do something because of reward, recognition, money, pressure, punishment, approval, or fear of consequences. The reward is outside the activity. You feel you have to do it. This distinction changes everything, because extrinsic motivation can start action, but intrinsic motivation sustains action long term. So, what is the impact? When motivation comes from within, commitment becomes far stronger. How this plays out in real life. Imagine two employees. Employee 1 works hard only when the boss is watching. Bonuses motivate them, deadlines pressure them, praise temporarily lifts effort. But once the external push disappears, the energy drops. This is extrinsic motivation. Now imagine employee 2. They care deeply about mastering their work. They enjoy solving problems. They feel pride in doing things well. Even when no one is watching, they continue. This is intrinsic motivation. The second employee does not need constant pushing. The drive is self-generated, and that changes reliability, creativity, and consistency. Why this theory matters so much? This theory explains why many organizations fail to create lasting performance, because they rely only on bonuses, targets, threats, external rewards. These can create temporary action, but they do not always create loyalty, passion, or ownership. People comply, but they do not fully commit. This is why some teams do only what is necessary, while others go above and beyond. The external system may look similar, but the internal drive is different. So what is the impact? People who only work for reward often stop when the reward is not enough. Modern examples everywhere today: social media. Some people create content only for likes and validation. When views drop, motivation disappears. That is extrinsic. Others create because they love the message and mission. They continue even before success appears. That is intrinsic. Fitness. Some people exercise only for appearance. If results are slow, they quit. Others exercise because they value strength and health. They continue because the meaning is internal. Careers. Some people choose jobs only for salary. Others choose work that aligns with growth, mastery, or purpose. the long-term engagement looks very different. Parenting and education. Children constantly rewarded with prizes may perform, but often lose natural curiosity. Children encouraged to enjoy learning build internal motivation. This changes lifelong behavior. Advantages and disadvantages. Advantages of intrinsic motivation. Longer lasting, higher commitment. More creativity, greater resilience, less dependent on constant reward, stronger self-discipline. Advantages of extrinsic motivation. Can trigger quick action useful for short-term targets, helps start new behaviors clear. External incentives. Disadvantages of extrinsic motivation. Motivation drops when reward disappears, can create dependency on praise or money, may reduce passion. May create minimum effort mindset. Disadvantages of intrinsic motivation. Takes longer to build, requires self-awareness, not always easy in boring tasks where this theory is used today. Intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Theory is used in leadership development, employee engagement, education, systems, parenting, sports coaching, habit building, self-discipline training, personal development. Anywhere human behavior needs to be sustained, this theory applies. Key insight. Edward Deci and Richard Ryan taught us something deeply important. You can force performance for a while, but you cannot force passion for long. External rewards may control behavior temporarily, but internal meaning creates consistency because the strongest performers are not always the ones most supervised. They are often the ones most internally driven. So the real question becomes, are you doing what you do because you have to, or because something inside you wants to? Because that answer reveals how sustainable your motivation really is. Take a moment, pause and reflect. Grab a pen, pencil it down. Write down one area of your life where you depend too much on external reward and one area where you need to build stronger internal purpose. Because long-term discipline is never built on pressure alone. It is built on meaning. I hope this brought value to you, and I'm wishing you abundant success. Take a moment, pause for thought. What would you like to learn and explore next?